with the Arsenal team no din eka ho say when you look at Manchester City, the likes of Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham Hotspur, Bournemouth, Aston Villa, the Newcastle United, clubs that are eligible to win 2026-2027 Premier League season. No.
Me announce we say YouTube, Facebook will call off, right? Yes, into yen switching call YouTube. Okay. Yes, yen call YouTube this year. Okay. Yes, into yen share link, YouTube no RtvGhana. Yes, into the link in to mama when I say my enjoy show no YouTube ne so RtvGhana. Yes, your Facebook your YouTube account yeah adwuma enumere and I say away and so and yes, into amen. Say yes to us so am I.
Say football in general a problem nowadays as compared to those days in the early 2000s, as compared to those days in the early 90s. What am I talking about?
Okay.
The problem in general of football nowadays has to do with inconsistency of players. So looking at the era of 90s, looking at the era of 2000, as compared to this current era and the current generation and the crop of players within the system of late. So what they compare, say, the fact of the matter is the inconsistency level of those players currently can never be matched up to those days as compared to the early 90s, as compared to the early 2000s. What am I talking about?
Okay.
Liam Delap, every Ipswich Town, EBPM, Obobuku and Dean Eddie Chelsea. And from Ipswich Town to Chelsea, he was one of the players in the Premiership. Most of the top teams were after him. Looking at the number of goals or share in that particular season, at a point, Manchester United were chasing him. So Uko team beat Liverpool. They were all Chelsea chasing player. Your friend said Liam Delap and a Chelsea Etiska Edikoton. The reason why I chipped in the problem of football nowadays has to do with inconsistency and it's a say. So what fuck can before so be say ye to play be every Chelsea, every PM and some our Real Madrid. A certain player every FC Barcelona, a PM our Bayern Munich. A certain player every Bayern Munich, a PM our Juve. Those days, before those players move from a certain club to another club, Ubemu said those players were at their peak level in their career. So when you pick a player like Zinedine Zidane, before he moved from Juve to Real Madrid, Zidane was a World Cup winner. Then again, he was a Ballon d'Or winner. Until now, Zinedine Zidane to the apex of his career. He was at his peak of his career. So for play bit is Luis Figo. Figo was a darling boy for FC Barcelona. Before Florentino Perez, Etisika Edikotono in 2000, EBPM Real Madrid. At that time, Figo was one of the best players on the continent. So for play bit is Ronaldinho Gaucho. Gaucho from Paris Saint-Germain to FC Barcelona. Gaucho was an established. Kaka was a Ballon d'Or winner. Before so baby PM and some our Real Madrid. So looking at football in general, currently, as compared to those days, Abrana players, every team A, Echo team B, those players were very matured in the game. Those players were at their peak level. Those players were very experienced. They gained a lot of momentum in the game. Okay. But looking at the generation that we are in, and the kind of players of our system, players need not to be at their peak level before wanting to play for the big clubs. It is also play me to say Liam Delap. Say, yeah. They pan and Liam Delap are in the system. It was just one off season for Ipswich Town and the Chelsea team no Edikotono. Ufo play me to say Moises Caicedo. It was just one off season at Brighton and Hove Albion. And a Chelsea team no at the Cotonou. Enzo Fernandez just spent 7-6 seasons at Benfica. And the spotlight was on him. And a Chelsea team no at the Cotonou. So looking at all those players are maybe Mudino.
Yeah.
Now Omunye stay game no for a long. So in terms of maturity and then experience, now those players no ensheda enyabi within the football and fraternity.
Okay.
It is also player your friend say Liam Delap say since obe PM and some ewo Chelsea during his first season and then his second season. Liam Delap ain't to me a multiple goals as a striker. Ah, Chelsea team no almost said you friend ho. Even so fun statistics as compared to Nicholas Jackson. I'm not Chelsea for who ni say or your flop. Nicholas Jackson have been better and flamboyant than player your friend say Liam Delap. So say football in general nowadays has to do with a problem of inconsistency of players. As compared to those days, now they will say before say a certain player, a movie, accord to a certain club, or very demanding, a certain club, or pulling that pressure. No, those players were at their peak level. But looking at these days, football in general, as a son, it is the reason why Liam Delap on flourishing bebre since so free Ipswich Town. Ekopiem Bobo Kwanidin Eddie Chelsea. That is the general problem. But say one thing, so I'll say Yetias and say,
okay,
playing for Ipswich Town, then playing for Chelsea, and yepe. The demands are different. It is also play me to say Felipe Coutinho. The days at Liverpool Football Club, Felipe Coutinho was one of the best players for Liverpool. Then again, even in the Premier League. At a point, Jurgen Klopp was insisting, said, Felipe Coutinho should stay for Liverpool. No more sharing him, so meet me up building his statue at Anfield. That is Felipe Coutinho for you. But when he moved from Liverpool to FC Barcelona, injuries ebamu, but the demand of Barcelona as compared to Liverpool that time, now people felt that coach your friend said Jurgen Klopp build the Liverpool team no.
Okay.
It's not pressure no enye bebrebe sa but the coupe mu bobo kwa ni din the FC Barcelona. Felipe Coutinho couldn't live up to expectation. Another example a player your friend said Eden Hazard. His days at Chelsea, Eden Hazard was one of the best players for Chelsea. Obio Kai Mauricio Sarri team no. Then again, Antonio Conte team in 2016-2017. Eden Hazard was at his peak level for Chelsea Football Club. But say, free Chelsea Eco PM Real Madrid. Eden Hazard couldn't live up to expectation. And looking at the jersey number 7, iconic jersey number for Real Madrid. Okofa share, you know, not expectation, then the demands from player your friend say Eden Hazard. Not huge from the fans. Then again from the management of Real Madrid. But at the end of the day, and yeah, dear player, your friend say, Eden Hazard, it will live up to expectation. Until there was certain clubs that who want the more.
Yeah.
And yeah, not expectation and then demands from the fans, no, and yeah, then Subebre. But who could was certain club like Real Madrid, FC Barcelona, we are talking about Bayern Munich, we are talking about Chelsea. Those clubs are made Mudino, or we are very demanding. Beside that, they've seen a lot of players are we are good, or gracie the occasion for Chelsea. So looking at the strikers in recent years, our Chelsea team no enya. We are talking about Didier Drogba. We are talking about Shevchenko. Chelsea enya a lot of portable strikers in the system. But because of the inconsistency level and how the football coach is here and Liam Delap ebe share Chelsea team no say untumi emboye. And then if the Chelsea penny for kase omo pese omo gya no kwan no omo aye available player no available for sale. Omo open omo doors say player your friend say Liam Delap enkopie mu team bi o pe bia. I totally agree with him. On one kasa buyer no say you can have a lot of talent But when you don't work for it, a better day so bit me achieve. And that is the situation of Liam Delap. I think so. One can answer the performance. I'm one with Chelsea. I mean, they are also into me achieving the feat. Which prospect are not different. It's a lot of clubs in the EPL. Chasing or buy went to me and live up to expectation. Uncle now on rewriting the note in the BM.
Okay.
Now on making sure say obet me page the performance in the other big clubs maybe playing 1-2 season for any club at demands no a work from no or no so bet me abba into the limelight again. So that is the situation of player your friend Liam Delap.
Okay.
Again, my name say Yentwa so na
my name say your last story na fi.
Okay.
Yemra.
Say. Opta a certain football men can say omo
prediction next season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Omo predicted matches. They deal with the supercomputer. And no omo di ababe to just say we say Premier League 2026, 2027.
Yeah.
Clubs are and they are eligible.
Sure.
Sell leg in on to me ageno. Arsenal team no.
Yeah.
In terms of percentage, in fact, so when we did the omode buy na, oman predicted totally say Arsenal ebeji Premier League no. But in terms of percentage wise, omo rank no, Arsenal placed top in terms of percentage.
Yeah. 38%.
38%.
Yeah.
That is supercomputer and then Opta prediction.
Yeah.
Say, so what for the situation of Arsenal? What for the situation of Manchester United? What for the situation of Liverpool? What for the situation of Chelsea? What for the situation of Tottenham Hotspur? I don't think there is any club as it stands in the Premier League that stand tall than Arsenal in terms of winning the Premier League. How do we win the Premier League? There are a lot of factors and then considerations that goes into it before you can win the Premier League. So the other day, Abrana Kobina Ayan stories no. Na yenya 10 new managers in the Premiership this season.
Yeah.
Into factors no back no. Before you can dominate, before you can win, you need to have an experienced manager in the Premier League. So the 26 years that Alex Ferguson spent, Otuminya 13 EPL trophy, and BPR, because of his experience and then his consistency.
Yeah.
Pep Guardiola dominated the Premier League. And BPR, after spending 10 years in the Premiership with Manchester City, and because he gained the momentum, he gained that experience, the consistency level of Pep Guardiola was unmatched. It is the reason why he dominated that of the Premier League. So for the situation of Jurgen Klopp, since Obe PM from Borussia Dortmund with Liverpool in his first season, and Nieman Koye, but after so decided say Obe build a team to compete, the consistency level pay off. And when the man coach your friend said Jurgen Klopp, and did that of the English Premier League ahead of coach your friend said Pep Guardiola in 2019 season. So it has to do with coaches that has spent a lot in the system, that has gained a lot of experience, coaches that have built that momentum and then consistency. And looking at the coaches available, one Arsenal team in the shape of Mikel Arteta stand tall. So for coach your friend say Adoni Areola, he is now a new coach for Liverpool, but not in the Premiership because he coached Bournemouth. Ufa coach your friend Roberto De Zerbi, we're coaching for Brighton and Hove Albion Pen, but he's a new coach for Bobo Kwani Dinga de Tottenham Hotspur. So Ufa Enzo Maresca, we're coaching in that of the Premiership, but or a new coach for Manchester City, why ye assistant coach for coach your friend say Pep Guardiola Pen.
Yeah.
Inti onone dia no asterisk kakra da ho.
Okay.
But I don't think winning the Premiership and then gaining the experience. And my coach your friend said Mikel Arteta stand tall ahead of the competitors in the game. Now go to Chelsea. Coach your friend say Alonso. From that of the Bundesliga to the Spanish La Liga, then to that of the EPL. New environment, adaptation are very key.
Sure.
Aside that, say looking at the crop of players available, Chelsea a lot of signings this season. Some existing players in the system, the likes of Cole Palmer. We are talking about Levi Colwill, Moises Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez,
Yeah.
But new players coming from different league add up to the team. So adaptation is very key in that of the Premier League. So for team beat is Liverpool. Mediki Akasa last season, a lot of players are moving that of the Bundesliga and mu eba you know. Most of them ain't to me into a team no but a new coach. So for team beat is Manchester City. And they are showing him say Enzo Fernandez ebe add up to the Watford. So we should players or more or existing players or more premiership nibi. You can say the same for Bobu Kwanidin at the Arsenal. Players no more honor with that same system under the coach or Mikel Arteta. Into Ufa Arsenal situation now, or more experienced coach. The set of players are more honor, or more. On one side, they up one of the best midfielders last season in that of the Premier League.
Okay.
We are talking about Bruno Guimaraes.
Sure.
So that is the situation of Arsenal. And I think if the supercomputer or Opta predicted, say, looking at all the factors available in that of the Premiership, for a certain coach, for a certain team to win that of the Premier League, not say the Arsenal team no a place in terms of the ranking 38%. Say Arsenal omuye eligible. Say they omubetumi that of the Premier League. I say I totally agree with that of the supercomputer. But again, a football bibia betu
sure. Say any automatic.
Say any automatic.
Yes. Previous winners there. Oh rank here certainly one of the kind.
Yeah.
Oh rank or best students are. They will be first last year. Oh rank this year 20. Yeah. And said that on United to say fourth.
Yes, that is Manchester United.
Right.
That is for Manchester. Yes. So that is it.
Now, this season friendlies, no. Yeah, Basso, the title and Radian, Coventry, and Monaco. Say Coventry share 2-0, right?
Yeah.
Now, your focus no has solely be because of a certain caliber in Chi. Entina Yeniabre, we love promoting our Ghanaian players. Enti caliber in Chi meaning say no highlight no on my share caliber in Chi and na says or the my and then the overall total contribution in the game. Here Krana and to us of Famam. Right, yes, enti okay. Your share caliber in Chi. That's yeah, boy no, superb. Now, club Nankasa, Coventry Ankasa, a rating now, the buy. I think it was ranked 8/10. Brandon Thomas Asante 6/10. Sims 6.5. Enna Grims 6.5. Da Silva 6. Amanda 7. Thomas 6.5. Washa virtually Calibre was our man of the match for Coventry City. Yes, and the highlights now, and Edasono, yes, and he was so superb. Ohe Nasesa or the Maya Nachese, he was just a delight to watch. Frank Lampard and Yaji or the and some crowd to draw Afan Juan a bit in Nachese, no reaction after the game. Calibre ranked 8/10, 8/10. And the first game for Coventry City and I the highlights no kakra e ma mo ne manager Frank Lampard and so edi nkomo kakra fan ho no so ho no a yes yentie Frank Lampard and the darling boy as you say wanya no ne no ye adwuma yentie Frank Lampard and so bra. Yento aso.
So Fred, you have a fisenga crano and to aso and for my chef for live on TV and so and on YouTube never be asking Timmy and your camera. I will Jumadi so now so Fred was the last week we didn't come out with P.
Okay.
I will have a full transfer so say after say FIFA elected band the free almost no more transfer market and I feel no room deeper.
Sure.
Now and why who Alaja can be Kumasi. Now before some of our story this no. Dear man says folk a complete Abrantani D Eddie Abdel Kader Kurama Mamudu Abdel Kader Kurama Mamudu where Ivorian attacker House of Folk team no assigned once last week after say between Krabia Kumasi and Santa Koroko and House of Folk team no this season you been a foreign players a team in him and T-boy no assigned 3 years contract and a day Ama House of Folk last season Obe joining has a team no pre-season kakra but due to Senate FIFA ban na do almost no omantimi assigned they say born deal no completed 3 years and a boy
edin no edin bay
Kader Abdul Kurama Mamudu Tiaso folk every boy no na mame front to just say house folk what United once the Premier League in the they do be 25 26 game on and no free more. Na sisi amano kase abrante din ede Prince Amevo where right back House of Folk team no any boy no etimi area in the coming days no House of Folk ebe complete medicals na bibia so etimi aye kama e will show no so I foreign midfielder former player Adema Nation FC Amidu Diara Diara say to House of Folk team no ni deal no etimi ama so ama off on I say deal no I offer I don't seven at the Mamo Golden Orioles. I will have the Bassett. The man say Enche one in Carolina United as to every team every na Bibia so team I come I will show no so Abrante Dean at the Alex Banso as my country say and ra you who Elijah can be on a sporting director and the master folk team no El Kumasi it did not Tama Alaja can be do Kumasi prempe the second and I say yes airport no the first the first airport no and you who is screen so into fatos mame na ye say time Alaja can be PMO Kumasi no e si e call yeti Namora FC player the din e Alex Banso boy to House of Folk no Darren just champion for an official announcement no e betimi aba enough of a House of Folk story no but meaning come our Sante Koroko.
Okay.
Within this week, and Asante Koroko, omu pre-season, no, omu bob last game it here Bonnie. I saw omu travel there quite crowd, no. Emma Richard Bodu Agaras, former player of Asante Koroko, a journey team, no. Emma Penifo Catron say after Soko picky injury, I'll call ye 1 or 2 beer or copy mo or boss Ashanti good, no. And Penifo ye say 1 year, and I say him RF, yes. Medical scan.
Okay.
Na omuhu ni injury situation. Ni send the boy no ni injury no e de so ho na say ni wo. Ama boy no komodie ni mpanyfo no anko do pe. Boy ni free training grounds and I say of 15 hotel. Esa about back to Kumasi. There man say no boy no any Asante Korogo team no mpanyfo asa afre na ma no we you training with Asante Korogo team no enche mpanyfo hwe ni so metimi ama no contract ene ma koso kama edema na boy no enso betimi aye ne medicals and I say obetimi asa contract ere ma Asante Korogo team no na bibia so timi aye kama na say the question on board ere say as it stands now the situation edema Baba Yara Sports Stadium no say the city Asante Korogo after Sunday years so mo fa Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex and from no wo next destination say o mebo Baba Yara no before be dia 2 and also mo nyin 2 within a week NSA general director and as director general na apofu ankra in sem to ga on said the Baba Yara Sports Stadium city for now sa Asante Korogo ebetimi ayi so na so muntimi su yakọ na equity NSC director na apofu.
It's the first question that I asked the regional director, and she has assured me that it will be ready. I think we're looking at 4 weeks from now. We've seen the work that has been done, and work continues to be done. The sprinklers are now working. in unison. I think the problem in the past was some were not working, they were not functioning, so they've all been done now. So water, which is a critical factor in making sure the grass, breathes, grows, and stays sturdy, will not be a challenge. You have drones and high-tech equipment that NSA would have to procure and ensure that we are abreast with international standards when it comes to the maintenance of our pitches and our facilities. So yeah, I'm positive that her assurance means that we will be ready when the league kicks off. It's the first question that I asked the regional director, and she has assured me that it will be ready. I think we're looking at 4 weeks from now. We've seen the work that has been
at the Emamo. Now, so friend, I'm 28th of August here, and Democracy Cup never so between Krobia Kumasa Santa Koroko and the Continental Club Masters across the folk. 4 p.m. and then penny for our saber to draw our Bayera Sports Stadium. It Yugusua, Bo and Kayan, and champions of champions. The GMT Africa and Ghana Premier Dance Mediama and the Nation FC Eberpo, champions of champions. Our Takwa TNA, Yamia Duma 30th August. It is Santa Koroko, every Democracy Cup now, or Muria, the next game, and Sube Mediama and the Nation FC for champions of champions. I don't want someone at the Emma Friend, Fisanka Karen Sakano, Sa and a CTO shows.
Right, official coming out Dubai. Your YouTube now, so RtvGhana, YouTube, no. Yes, Afe and I do a video at her, live, and so YouTube, so RtvGhana. Put joining or hold my like and share. The file commenting out to us. Say, we Teresa, boy, or say, kudos to you guys. Keep the fire burning, and a fire and you are my baby or home. Yes, indeed. Test. Enasi horom yes ene mo amotimi send the message ene more like ni nyina no yana mase papa and so yes do me nu ena yes sorry na say we some 20 minutes to end the show yes enti mon joining discussions na bibia enye kama and so yes enti amen
say
yeah yenhwe efisem no and so emu kakra na afi emra mbie
say
yes enti yana wa activity phone lines no o de to so my na afi wa activity na afi fi okko ni nyina no obi we ma na na to so e de na amai yes enti even yanko
say
yeah
me pay dedication aspect of the game more understanding no yet in your mass no now who said ya obey wodi
yeah
makasa game na yen the buy so we do copy and paste the amount for you no
now so why be
now so why be
yeah
say now so we share football across Europe and looking at the top 5 major leagues.
Yes, yemfa callers no enwemu yes caller good afternoon. Caller, good morning. Right, evening, Yanko.
Looking at the top 5 major leagues across Europe, any league on this earth has enjoyed a very successful.
Hello, boss. Good afternoon.
Right.
Actually, let's take a junior. Hello, boss. Good afternoon. From Mr. Junior, make us a few Ramsia.
But you
boss, we did not say E square, a bifim make a crown on Abranti and friend Bradley Bakula. On the Duno, a Gusua Dun, commodity, Coso. Now, PS, if say, or let's say Liverpool 160, no Monsaka, Bradley Bakula. But in him say, Bakula, a player, a bad dribbling now, we good, and for defenders, and in form. Now, until the defenders are we good, but now to be one home, the finishing, and yet a very poor. But now, maybe say East bit my boy make a crack. Say Liverpool coach Afonso Arola, obet me up policy around the fence Bradley Bakula. Now, the finish, it's me our age because under opinion, your friend Luis Enrique Martinez. Bradley Bakula, I am saying the finish, still na in Queen. Just say Afonso Arola bit me up on the says Abranteno. I'm an finish and I come up. And then now I want to.
Right, yeah, Nasi, say, polish Bakula. Now what to me, I clinical. Is the minimum say,
what the home message in the buy.
Okay, all right, yes, indeed. You beck on some Eddie amount. Number of 0534164669 0534164669. Yes, offer now we're joining discussion on our Bibian, so I come on. And also, no, even Charles
Say,
yeah.
so all the top 5 major leagues across Europe, every league has enjoyed its successful moment. So far, the Spanish La Liga,
Yeah.
the Italian Serie A, we are talking about the EPL, the Bundesliga, then the French Liga. We will say Obia any dominance in some certain moment.
Yeah, for the next caller. Caller, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, caller.
Morning.
Right, enti lower o TV set no na yen kasa o phone so aha wo beti bibia na afi yen ko. Caller, good morning. Right, amen. Yanko in.
So say, dear me person making in and say, those legs switched from one after the other in terms of winning titles. And football is very interesting to the extent that coaching into me age man.
There be.
You need some certain people to back you. We worked hand in hand. It is the reason why we have sporting directors, technical directors. And the game now concerning you will physios, you will video analyst, you will performance analyst. All those factors come into conclusion. And then a certain
Yemfa caller and to us so. Caller, good morning. Good morning, caller. Right. Even to us, line had.
Say, all those come into bear or a certain conclusion.
Yeah.
And then a certain leg a winner. So it's switched in the early 90s. Now I had the dominance of the Italian clubs. It is not Italy ever any European competition we are. Now other legs no from the enemies because no more dominance and ye bibia no more sika e wo mo league but one other key factor has to do with the best sporting directors those days. Inti Ufa Juve, now watch AC Milan, now watch Inter Milan. Now watch the sporting directors are no more are no more ye juman. Especially and a bedi Spain for him. It is the reason why Spain dominated Europe for almost about a decade. Near the Spanish clubs and no more dominating. They were having better sporting directors. They were having better technical directors. They were having better coaches that time. The game switched and a call that of the Bundesliga.
Intervention, yes. Caller, good morning. But Udini baby akase Good morning, caller. Udini baby akase free. Right, even then to us line no.
And a line.
Have been papa. Facebook messages kakra. Waha say we a chan was I'm watching you yo yadase agosia baby had message ni free tano dumase yen chat tano dumase for enyina yen so damase papa say mo hwe show no Royal TV Yes, do me nu yana. Yes, sorry, yes, indeed. Amen.
Say,
Auntie to us, mommy.
a call that of the Bundesliga, you the dominant of Bayern and then Borussia Dortmund, then return back to that of the Premiership.
Okay.
So the game, and your coaching the sporting directors play key role, key positions. Into so for Peninya, your friend is Pep Guardiola. His days at FC Barcelona, not a specialized sporting director in the shape of Tiki Begiristain. Into offering Barcelona quickly and ordinary by Manchester City. Coach, your friend said Diego Pablo Simeone. Okobo 2 Champions League final against Real Madrid. Sporting director, and your friend said Andrew Berta. He was in charge. On when no ye jumano. Edima coach, your friend said Diego Pablo Simeone. So say, coaches never ye juma. But football fraternity no esun. So you need all those people to work hand in hand. Sporting directors ebe your modie. Scout ebe your modie. Into uko Real Madrid omu chief scout omu scouted the young players in the shape of Uni Califat. Also I specialize in that role. A day in American BBC.
Okay.
In the past 5 seasons, Yehusa Alanya Kambi, I am the sporting director for Heart of Oak. And say, now when we say in that role, playing as the sporting director, what has been the result for Heart of Oak? Same day, Alanya Kambi, yes, scout. As scouted players, Ediama has. Obeyen no sporting director. I'm not saying he need not to engage in that role. But in football, Obia what they are specialized, Obia what they are specialized at. A sana game net ye. Inti Alaja Kami enchire wo bebia me yehu ni se. Why specialized in that role, giving Heart of Oak a specific players are in the past 6 seasons for Heart of Oak. Why is successful? But look at those sporting directors are. Semibo Mudino. Go to Nottingham Forest. Go to Aston Villa. The list of Munchimu ye Juma. Into Munchimia to Morgan Rogers. Ediama Bobu Kwani Dinga Chelsea. Nottingham Forest team no ye Juma. With the sporting director. They work hand in hand with the coaches. Into a Juma sporting director no. Enye Juma bi a osa wo fode to ho so keke. Edu gas pamwa ye Juma pa. Enye Juma bi a osa wo fa ede to ho so keke. So we are sporting director. Also making sure say at the end of the day, the transfers going in and the transfers going out yield the result. So Hans for player Ediaba. At the end of the day, even Hans ain't to that of the Ghana Premier League. Since in the Bekone you know, I'll say it to me one player where you know who say, oh, player way there. Or born home one day at the House of Folk. Into say, team be a bad one say a corner or mobeto. That is the work of sporting directors.
Okay.
So say,
yeah,
minim their coach, you know, and command on ne Alaja can be ADD.
Yeah.
But in the past 6 seasons, Alaja Kambi does not worth to be a sporting director.
Okay.
For House of Folk.
Right. Yeah, that's it. Official, continue.
I think Ibn has said it.
Yeah.
And there is, and I said, our 2 big clubs in Ghana, a House of Folk and a Kobe Kumasi Asante Koroko.
Yeah.
Of late, the reason why we struggle in the Ghana Premier League, they say, the kind of players I would say you do a mobile league in we've not got to the standard of those players. Players in our bar, we've not seen the better of them. Asante Koroko fa na Diego has a fa na Diego still need keep pushing. and the transfer deal both teams need this season. I think say a based on strategical because we are something with team now stance now. Unte say player A and say player B assign am something but house of folk team no under Alaja can be flying from Accra to Kumasi to sign a player. Meaning say what deep player nechi. And my yen say ni person see or benching and I say boy ni born po. The technical side of the player, I was here the same player no and also class no and making sure so move follow the process of it.
Okay.
Because boy no almost say Namora player and I'm then my ebony say obebolo. Within Asante Kotoko game no or performing was it within Asante Kotoko game or performing here and in and I'm almost sign and now say boy no follow nache because Matete says you were a player and a ball no or Bobby obey me about Debbie. Let's look through the player say boy no or 50 hours vote team no obey me about season no and that's what team more. So let's see how within I think Zaka bear 7 days within the Ghana Premier transfer.
All right. Yana mase Eben ena ote sorry what the can't even in can ena what official community Dubai on their submission on their local stories no. Na memfa birthday and to also enfamamo we if you thought and only Jack camera next year or than bibia e de my thought say yemfa birthday Emma Alice Emmanuel yes enti thought message you know I move hampo but I say your journey is an inspiration and your legacy is unmatched. Happy birthday to a true legend. Alice, I really appreciate everything you do for me. Thought Alice and so I didn't say that to no kakra bi right yes enti yen we say Alice happy birthday thought nyina thought be say dey twa man na munya dey mu yi na we that's what say no person we say thought video yes enti yes yen nase na aseda no e bi so ekọ ama ask Media Institute yes omo na 18 century for yes enti ope baby ama oba esuan century adwuma na ask Media Institute ho na ode ne ba na ntie bia ewo century adwuma no so ye de ama no sanso na A&A Travel and Tours omo enso boy adwumadie omo so boa wa kwantumu enhye nyina no ticketing visa ho nsem na car rentals bibia e fa kwantumu nsem no A&A Travel and Tours ho na oba na omodi dwuma no nyina e dia ma omo fa omo number na chese wa frɛ na chese bibia e wa kontu mu no wono mo e di sa enkomo no yes sorry e ben minim say oh chia bia
ma fa yes speculations mean this bia e no correct
okay
coach Carlos Chaos head coach for the Black Stars report e ba ni say Ghana paid for the 4 months oba ni ntu aye coach your friend say Kim Lass or also more than 11 months.
Oh,
Anna Desmond of Faye, John Painter, Fatah Dowd, so 11 months salary. Anna coach Utuado,
$1 million,
close to $1 million. And I make us say, speculations.
Okay.
Yes, Minjin this a bia, a no credit, say no credit, and on Betty and Ayana, we now Matia said in Tia no mope. Nkete for no there's more of fair and John Painter
right yes enti rumors enti we leave it like that emfamu nsi ha Royal Sports ya de ebremo ebrada ene memeda bia memeda de no 10 to 12 p.m. na ebrada no so 1 to 3 p.m. na me boy be san ehia mo na ya de foforo kwa e de ababe somo midin e de se Fred ote official community Dubai and can Sansona Ebenezer Ejuri E Square and so ote and can elwanum. Edmusi and now be ase. Na yakase hang on to hope. Neil Desperando.